So you wanna be a picture book writer, then you gotta write picture books. And you're gonna need a bucket load of bright ideas for titles, plots, and hooks. If you're partial to prose or you're raring to rhyme, then repeat after me. It's a challenge, but I'm gonna tackle each story 1 month at a time with 12 by 12.
So, emotion is not static. And what I mean by that is emotion changes constantly. Sometimes it can change like this. Sometimes it can change over a period of time. And sometimes you feel like there might not be any emotion at all because it doesn't feel like anyone is saying anything or doing anything, but the emotion may be just in the silence itself. So I'm going to have you do some exercises today to practice going through emotions within a scene. We'll start there. But as sometimes emotions can change in a chapter. Sometimes emotions can change in a sentence. It depends on what the main character or characters in the story are receiving. What are they receiving from the outside world I don't like saying making their emotions change, because things do have an effect on us, but we also have control over that too. Kids often don't, because they're learning, they're growing, they're still developing. But as I've always looked at it, no one can make you feel anything. That feeling comes from somewhere deeper. And you push that feeling onto whatever you're reading, whatever the story is at the moment, wherever you are in that story at the moment. That feeling is coming from you. And that's why readers respond to things in different ways. It could be the background where you grew up. Maybe you know nothing about this particular thing and it doesn't affect you in the same way. An example, in the revision course that I teach with Harold Underdown, he uses a really great example of a book. It's called The Children of Green Know, Knowe. It's very old, a classic. And these children are riding on a train. And the train stops. They're basically riding through a flood. And we asked, how does that make you feel when we read this first scene of these children? There are no parents with them. They're by themselves. They're looking out a train window. There's a tremendous flood at the time. And everyone is giving their responses, which are responses that you might think. You feel a sense overwhelming. Why are these children by themselves? That sort of thing. So he had gone to another state that had recently had a flood. And he used the same story as an example, but he wasn't connecting the facts at the time, what the effects might be on this particular group. And people were just upended by it because they had just gone through a flood. So their emotions were a lot different and a lot stronger to this particular scene in the story. And so what I'm saying is we all bring something different to it. And readers will bring their own, whatever they've experienced in their lives up until that time, whether or not they understand it or not. And then part of them is just learning and exploring and growing, and they don't even know what these feelings are. You're trying to help them through that. So it's a really deep process to be able to dig into your character, really dig in and find out who they are, why they are, and what makes them who they are. Not only what motivates them, but why do they exist in your story? And are they the one to tell the story, to connect with the reader and get in the reader's hearts? Perhaps it's the secondary character that is elbowing for room to grow in that story. So sometimes the story you start out to write, as you all know, is not the one that actually is the one that comes to fruition at the end, because you're exploring your characters and you're digging deep. And a lot of what I find in manuscripts, they're seasoned, even when I'm working with seasoned writers, great stories, a great tale. You can see the potential in it and how it would relate to kids. But there's nothing to make me care. And maybe I want to turn the page to see what's going to happen next. But that's also partly because of the action. Perhaps it's a heavily active book, and so that makes it exciting. But am I going to remember these characters when I close the book? Am I going to want to go and tell my friend, you've got to read this book? Am I going to hide under my covers at night with the flashlight? Am I going to ask mom and dad to read that same story over and over again? Am I going to carry it to every picnic and every event that I go to because I can't be without it? That's what you want. You want kids talking about your characters. You want kids talking about books. And you want, by that, you want to lead them to the next thing, whether it's your book or whether it's someone else's book. You want to be able to lead them. So I really think it's important to really get to the nitty-gritty. And the only way you can do that is sometimes you have to get to the core of yourself. Because sometimes we write and we stop ourselves because we don't really want to go in that direction because we feel uncomfortable. And I'm not talking about what the world is going to say, because we know that the world has a lot to say these days, banning books and whatever. I'm talking about how you think you're going to be perceived because these particular emotions are there, that it's going to be connected to you as a person. So people don't like to dig too deep. And that is unfortunate because then stories end up being very surface or very just common, or there's nothing there but a shell. And so you told a good story, and that's nice, and you've got a beginning, middle, and end, but there's no soul to the story. And that is what I'm trying to get each and every one of you to do. Look at your soul.
Together, so never you fear. It's a handy little way to help you kick into gear. You're amazing, exciting. Look out, 'cause you're writing 12 by 12. 12 manuscripts. 12 by 12. 12 picture books. 12